App State Nation, what's going on? And welcome back to The Rock. I'm Pierre Banks. It pains us so that you couldn't join us in person for FanFest to help celebrate the start of our fall sports competition, but there is so much excitement in the air. Brand new field turf, state-of-the-art facility in the works, and God willing, we'll see you right here real soon for the very best football the Sun Belt has to offer. And now to kick off our FanFest coverage, the one and only Adam Witten.
Pierre, thank you, and glad we could begin tonight's festivities with a glance at the amazing progress that continues at The Rock. The North End Zone facility, the new turf, folks, we're just 23 days away until the Mountaineers take the field against Charlotte on September 12th. And with that, we welcome you to FanFest 2020, presented by Wake Forest Baptist Health. I'm Adam Witten, and along with our tremendous team that is helping to put on tonight's stream, we're going to try our best, despite what this pandemic has thrown at us, to bring the spirit and excitement of an upcoming App State athletics season. So thank you for inviting us into your homes and onto your screens of your electronic devices. All right, let's have some fun tonight. We've got some cool videos to show you. We've got a live conversation with head coach Sean Clark of our football team, a little Q&A with some of our student athletes, and some other family-friendly shenanigans. Before we get into all of that, though, we really want to thank our partners that continue to support App State Athletics and have helped to make this event possible. Partners like the Army ROTC. Now, in the fall of 1969, at the height of the Vietnam War, Appalachian State stood up its Army ROTC program. And in the past 51 years since, the program has commissioned 960 officers, 6 of whom have obtained flag officer rank, and unfortunately some that have rendered the ultimate sacrifice. The current cohort of cadets continues to represent the program and its reputation for outstanding leadership and character well. Interested in exploring an opportunity to serve and lead? Visit the website at rotc.appstate.edu or call 828-262-2994. Thanks to the Army ROTC for their help in making this FanFest possible tonight. All right, be sure to monitor the comments section of this stream for information and links for some of the exciting things we'll be sharing with all of you tonight. And let's go ahead and get the comments started. Let's try commenting on where you're watching us from tonight. We want to hear from you. Are you joining us? Let us know. Where are you watching from? We want to hear from Mountaineers all over the country, all over the world. All right, and as I mentioned earlier, we want to try to bring you some of the Appalachian spirit this evening, even as we're all at our own homes watching and putting on tonight's event. My words, though, they can only do so much. A more fitting way to turn things over to the North Carolina's Band of Distinction to bring that spirit now. Here's a message from our Marching Mountaineers.
Hello to all the App State athletes, fans, students, friends, and families. My name is Dr. Jason Gardner, and I have the pleasure of serving as the director of the Marching Mountaineers, North Carolina's Band of Distinction. On behalf of the Marching Mountaineers, we would like to extend our utmost appreciation and support to our coaches and student athletes. We wish we could be there in person to assist with the kickoff of the fall athletic calendar.
My name is Nathan Hartman, and I am one of the drum majors for this season. Despite the many challenges we face with COVID-19, the Marching Mountaineers will continue to show our unwavering support to the university and its student athletes through the performance of great music and unparalleled presence at sporting and university events.
And my name is Topher Kane, and I am also one of the drum majors for this season. The delivery of our support may be different than years prior, but this does not diminish the time and effort that we are putting forward to help make this season absolutely fantastic as we can.
We cannot wait to see what this unprecedented season will bring. We hope you enjoy the rest of your FanFest, and go Apps!
Apps.
the 50, right side 40, 35, breaks free to the 20, to the 10, to the end zone! To the 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone! App State wins the Sun Belt Conference Championship game.
Welcome to the Rock.
Okay, I think tonight's show has been properly initiated. We certainly hope to be seeing the football intro video played throughout the year at Kidd Brewer Stadium. Big thanks, though, to our 2020 ticket incentive plan winners, Mr. and Mrs. Harris, for participating as our honorary Welcome to the Rock guests for tonight's Fan Fest event. Both Mr. and Mrs. Harris graduated from App State in 1988 and have been season ticket holders since 2007. Thank you so much to Mr. and Mrs. Harris. All right, so one of the things we want to do for our viewers tonight is reveal some of the fun stuff that our department has been working on over the past few weeks and months. And the first reveal is right now. Take a look at our 2020 football poster. And there it is. So many of the names, numbers, faces that have led this program to unprecedented success over the past few years and will certainly have a major impact in the 2020 fall football season. Now, one note, due to several factors related to the coronavirus, this year's poster will be available only in a digital version. And we will post information to appstatesports.com. We'll have a link available in the comments section of this stream on Facebook Live. And through that link, you can find a downloadable version of this year's poster. You can use it for a lot of different things, for wallpapers, screens, maybe a Zoom virtual background, many other applications across your electronic devices. We want to thank Hungry Howie's for delivering this year's poster. Speaking of deliveries, check out what just came to my front door. Little pizza to get us through tonight's Fan Fest. It is dinner time, at least in my household it is. My kids are upstairs enjoying a cheese pizza. I'm going to dig into a little sausage and green pepper. And while we do that, it's delicious. Fans, we also got some good news for you. Hungry Howie's Pizza will be available starting this fall in Kidd Brewer Stadium. So bring your appetite with you to the game, and a special offer for Hungry Howie's right now. Use the promo code 799LG. Those are the numbers 799, the letters LG, on hungryhowies.com. You can get a large 2-topping pizza for $7.99 each. Thank you, Hungry Howie's, for their support of App State. In case you forgot the promo code or any of the promo codes throughout the evening tonight, we'll be posting all of them again in the comments section of our special virtual edition of Fan Fest presented by Wake Forest Baptist Health.
At Wake Forest Baptist Health, we are ready when you are. Surgeries and patient care visits have resumed, and you can be assured we are COVID-19 protected, following our patient and family care promise to keep you safe. Under strict guidance of our infectious disease experts, we continue to practice social distancing, minimizing time spent in common areas. We're limiting visitors and expanding our strict sanitation guidelines. We are also conducting COVID testing for patients before surgery. And if you have COVID-19 symptoms, our respiratory assessment teams will care for you. Our researchers are leading the way, conducting over 30 COVID-19 active research studies with more than 500,000 people in the region, helping us better understand how to fight this disease. Finally, you can also utilize our convenient phone and video visits with our providers. We're ready when you are.
All right, thanks again to our presenting sponsors helping make tonight's event possible, Wake Forest Baptist Health. All right, as we move along through our Fan Fest tonight, we mentioned some family-friendly shenanigans, and we want to go ahead and get to one of those right now. Take a look. That's right, everyone. It's a mascot race. Yosef, the Chick-fil-A cow, and the Mellow Mushroom. And off they go from the goal line at Kidd Brewer Stadium. Tight race at the beginning. And, of course, pizza boxes on the field. First rule of football, you got to watch out for the empty pizza boxes. That lets the Mellow Mushroom take an early lead. But, oh, look at that. Tagging in to help out the Chick-fil-A cow is his buddy. Not only that, but distracting Yosef with the Chick-fil-A bag. However, he stays focused, and there they go. Pretty tight race as they get toward midfield. Yosef starting to pull ahead as they cross the 50. The cow and the mushroom trailing behind Yosef. Oh, what's he doing here? The Frisbee toss, throwing the hat. The Frisbee toss, knocking the cow and the mushroom back. But Yosef gloating, taunting a little bit, allowing them to catch up. Yosef gets a little bit of a lead as they get to the 10. A photo finish to the goal line. Who wins? I think it's a tie. They all crossed at the same time. Yosef, the Chick-fil-A cow, and the Mellow Mushroom with a tremendous race. Hey, remember with tailgate season approaching at the stadium or at home, Chick-fil-A and Mellow Mushroom are sure to make for a culinary delight. Make sure to visit chickfil-a.com for your game day essentials. And our friends at Mellow Mushroom have a special offer just for you fans. Mention FanFest on in-store or call-in orders to receive 10% off between now and August 31st at our Boone and Blowing Rock locations. All right, time now to give everyone a peek at another project we've had in the works leading up to tonight's FanFest. That's our fall online auction. Be sure to head over to appstatesports.com/auctions this evening after tonight's FanFest event to start bidding on App State memorabilia. We're going to give you a look at what some of those items look like that we'll have featured on our auctions page. Again, appstatesports.com/auctions. Some of the samples include a series of framed photos from the NASCAR Xfinity Series race in Charlotte, won by Kyle Busch over Memorial Day weekend. That was a fun night. He was driving an App State branded number 54 race car. We've got the canvas print and the 3-photo frame, both available for bids starting tonight. Plus, a variety of App State football jerseys and helmets, and of course, a head coach Sean Clark signed football. We've got those items and more available starting tonight and closing on September 1st. So head on over to appstatesports.com/auctions to check out some of these exclusive memorabilia items from App State Athletics. All right, up next, another video that you're sure to enjoy. Over the past several days, we've asked some of our junior Mountaineers to submit questions for our student athletes. We got a tremendous response, and we've compiled some of the best submissions for our Ask the Athletes segment presented by Carolina West Wireless, the official wireless provider of App State Athletics.
Which is what, the coronavirus or Georgia Southern?
I would have to say that the coronavirus is very serious and something we are definitely facing, but we will fix. And when it comes to Georgia Southern, let's just say I'm happy I'm a Mountaineer.
I think the coronavirus has to take the crown for this one, but that's a good friendly reminder to keep wearing our masks and practicing social distancing so that we can play Georgia Southern this upcoming season.
My name is Caleb. I live in North Carolina, and you know what these pieces of construction equipment are?
Hi Caleb, my name's Grace and I live in North Carolina too. Okay, I have to be honest, I only knew one of the 2 pieces of construction equipment that you showed me. I think one of them is a bulldozer, and I had to use Google for the other one, but I learned that it's an excavator. How did I do?
Hey, this is Chloe. What's your favorite candy?
My favorite candy is Drop. This is a candy from back home, from the Netherlands. It is black licorice, but it's nothing similar to the American black licorice.
Hey Chloe, that's a good question. I have to go with Reese's as being my favorite candy just because I love chocolate.
Hands down, Sour Patch Kids without a doubt. Can't go wrong there. They're just amazing.
My favorite candy is probably Sour Patch Kids or Twizzlers.
My favorite candy actually is the Pixie Sticks, and my favorite color is either orange or red.
This is Malachi. What was your favorite sport to play growing up?
Hey Malachi, I played a lot of sports growing up, but I think volleyball always has been and always will be my favorite.
And hands down say hockey. Yeah, I did that all the time as a kid, and it was great.
Hey Malachi, my favorite sport growing up would probably be soccer. That's what I played a lot, but I also played volleyball and I really loved that.
Who was your favorite athlete when you were a kid? Go App!
Best player as a kid is probably Adrian Peterson, and I want to say Ty Gurley.
I've always been a huge Red Wings fan, so my favorite athlete growing up would be Henrik Zetterberg.
I'd probably have to say Mo Farah or Wayne Gretzky. Both are good choices.
I would have to say growing up, my favorite athlete was Steve Smith for the Carolina Panthers.
My favorite athlete was Naomi van As. She was a Dutch field hockey player, and she was named twice as the best field hockey player in the world.
My name is Mike, and I have a question about who is your biggest rival and why.
Hi Mike, my name's Izzy. I run cross country and track here at App. My biggest rival is honestly myself. I think that your competitors and your teammates are all your friends, and they are there to help push you. So your biggest rival is going to be yourself, and just focus on being the best that you can be so that you can show up and perform and help your team.
Hey Mike, I think I'd have to say our biggest rival for volleyball is Georgia Southern. They've always been an App State rival, and if you didn't know, our previous associate head coach is now their head coach, so just create a little more tension on that side of the net.
Question from Mike about who's the bigger rival is. I definitely have to easily pick Southern just because they're in conference and both teams doesn't like each other. It's always a great game.
Well, my favorite song from Hamilton is Wait For It. What's your favorite song?
Hey Caleb, thank you for your great questions. My favorite song from Hamilton is also Wait For It. You have great taste.
Hey Grace, how does it feel like when you jump high?
Hey, if I had to think of what it feels like to jump high, honestly, sometimes I feel like I can fly.
Hey Marcus, what do you like to do when you win?
Number one thing I like to do after a win is celebrate in the locker room with my teammates and coaches.
Kinsey, my name is Koda. What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is a dog. The reason why a dog is my favorite animal is because my dad owns a dog kennel, so I always got to spoil little puppies growing up and always get to be around them. And another good thing about Boone is it's very animal friendly, so you can always bring your pets.
What is your favorite part of your life?
My favorite part of my life is probably being surrounded by great family, great friends, and of course, living in Boone and playing volleyball for App State.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is yellow, I know, but just because it reminds me of sunshine, and then it's also the color of App State.
Who's the bestest wide receiver, you or Corey Sutton?
Hey man, thank you for your question. Corey and I are both great football players, and I love playing beside him. He's a phenomenal player, and, we just do whatever we can for the team, whatever that may be.
You do the bestest football in the world.
Who?
Thomas Hennigan.
Finish strong. Start here. Wake Forest Baptist Health, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
All right, thanks again to our friends at Wake Forest Baptist Health, the presenting sponsor of tonight's virtual Fan Fest. Hey, a reminder, if you're watching tonight, and if you're listening to me, then you are watching, tell us where you're watching from. Leave it in the comment section. We want to hear how far and wide the App State Nation is taking in tonight's Fan Fest. And also don't forget, some of the promo codes and the offers and the information that we're talking about here tonight is also being shared in the comment section of our Facebook live stream. All right, now, although tonight's event is obviously different, a Fan Fest always means that we're on the cusp of another athletic season at App State, which means y'all need to update your wardrobe, right? And when you do so, please remember that you can shop at shop.appstatesports.com and browse our site in conjunction with our new e-commerce partners at Die Hard Fan Supply. And to celebrate, we're offering a special 10% off your order across the entire site from now until August 31st. Just use the promo code LAUNCH10. That's LAUNCH10. You can see it on your screen right now. It expires August 31st. 10% off your order site-wide if you use the promo code LAUNCH10. So go use it tonight and gear up with some new App State merch for the fall. Okay, as we've mentioned, tonight's virtual Fan Fest is presented by our friends, our partners, our great supporters from Wake Forest Baptist Health. So now we want to get a chance to learn a little bit more about what's happening with our friends at Wake Forest Baptist Health. And to do that, we want to welcome in their senior marketing manager. He's also an App State alum. His name is Justin Gomez. Justin, how are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for having us tonight for this new, unusual, innovative version of Fan Fest. Happy to be a part of it again.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you guys supporting us through this unprecedented Fan Fest and what we're all going through right now. So let's get started and give us kind of a quick refresher. Tell us a little bit about Wake Forest Baptist Health, what people should know about what's happening there.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Adam. And, just to give people kind of a reminder about, we have care all over Northwest North Carolina, from Ashe County down to Asheboro. That includes, scores of primary care and specialty clinics all across the region. Actually, 6 different hospitals across the Piedmont Triad in Northwest North Carolina, including our new Level 4 NICU and new birth center at the Winston-Salem campus, as well as Brenner Children's Hospital, located in Winston-Salem as well. Reminder that Wake Forest Baptist Health is an academic medical center, so we have 3 really core critical areas of focus. The first being clinical care, which most people are familiar with. The second being research and being involved in hundreds of research studies. And the third is really educational and providing that really foundation and strong educational core through our medical school for the next generation of doctors and PAs. We actually have, I'm not sure if everyone's aware, we have a physician assistant cohort actually in Boone in partnership with App State. So just love being able to provide care all over this part of North Carolina.
So, it's no secret we're all dealing with it in a lot of different ways, but the COVID-19 pandemic has certainly impacted healthcare in a major way. Sure. Tell us how Wake Forest Baptist Health has worked through COVID and how you all are involved in research to help fight it.
Yeah, I can't be more proud of our doctors, our nurses, our frontline staff, all the support staff, from valet and security officers, to the janitor who is helping keep the facilities clean. It's just been a huge team effort. And, that's kind of one of the core parts of our health system is really rallying around each other and good teamwork. We're so thankful, speaking of teamwork, to the community. They've supported us in such a huge way during this time of COVID. From, early on, we had restaurants and vendors donating food to the frontline workers that were working directly with COVID patients. We had corporations and companies donate PPE and other supplies to our health system. So it's just been a tremendous amount of support that we've received from the community, and so thankful for that. And the people, there's still ways to support us during this COVID period if people want to go to our website and find out. But not only, are we really focusing on the care side, but really now on the offensive side with over 36 research studies that we're participating in directly related to COVID, including one of the larger ones with the Community Partnership Research Study, which is studying different types of antibodies related to COVID. And we already have over 20,000 people participating in that study. And the goal across North Carolina and this part of the region is to get up to 100,000 people participating to help us learn more about COVID and how we combat it, and how we can move forward.
So as a lot of us are going through right now, especially this week, it's back to school. Always a very stressful time, and even more so right now. Because so many people are in a lot of different situations in terms of what is happening with their young ones going back to school, or even going back to college, not so young ones. What sort of resources does Wake Forest Baptist Health have for back to school?
We want to be a resource for parents and guardians out there. And we know this school year, the start of the school year looks different. I have my 2 boys that are here virtually learning at the house throughout the day. And so we're embarking on 4th grade and 6th grade in a new way that is we're all becoming familiar with. And as Dr. Steve Scoggin, one of the interim chair of our psychiatry and mental health department, he says, let's just we're all going to offer each other a bunch of grace, and we're going to get through this, and it's going to be okay. To that point, we have other resources and information available. If people want to go to wakehealth.edu/back to school, there's lots of information about, everything from vaccine and vaccination schedules to podcasts about how you can talk to your kids about this unique situation we're in, and a podcast that we can offer to you as a parent and guardian, just from a mental health perspective. Helping everyone work through this time as we continue to be in this pandemic time period that we're in. So we wanted to be a positive resource for the community. Let people know that we're also open. We're here for your care. And it's kind of a PSA. If people are in need of medical care, I encourage them not to be afraid or stay at home or delay their medical care, especially if it's some sort of emergency. We're here, to take care of you, and we're prepared and ready and ready to keep people safe as well.
Justin Gomez is the Senior Marketing Manager at Wake Forest Baptist Health. They're our presenting sponsors for tonight's Fan Fest. All right, I mentioned at the top, Justin, you're an App State alum, and
indeed,
before I ask this question, I want the folks that are watching to pay attention to this question as well, because we want to see some of these answers in the comments section of the stream. So The question is, tell us your favorite memory from your time at App State.
Oh my gosh, Adam, there's so many. Obviously, being at the football stadium on Saturdays, cheering on the team. Such a great game day atmosphere now. It's really grown a lot. I would say the relationships, I would hope that students there, and, this maybe is a little nugget, I hope that people are learning and growing just as much outside the classroom that they are inside the classroom. And I was able to develop some great relationships from my boss at University Recreation, Joe Carter, to other clubs and organizations I was involved with, like Campus Crusade. And, I got engaged at App to my wonderful wife. I actually got married my senior year in college while I was still at App State. So not too many people did that, but it worked out great for me. She said yes, and I said, hey, let's get married. So almost 18 years later, we're still rocking and rolling. So I would say the relationships, that's just been, relationships we still carry with us throughout this day. So yeah, go Apps.
Yeah. Well, Justin, thanks to you and the fine folks at Wake Forest Baptist Health for not only supporting tonight's event, but for everything that y'all are doing to provide resources for people make their way through this pandemic. So thanks for being on with us tonight.
Adam, thanks for having us. Really glad to support App State and be a part of this.
All right, that's Justin Gomez. He's the Senior Marketing Manager with Wake Forest Baptist Health. Now, fans, here's a special message from our Athletics Director, Doug Gillen.
Hello, App Nation. Doug Gillen here, coming to you from the Athletics Center. I want to talk a little bit about a new initiative that we're going to launch called Keep Climbing. As everybody knows, we were heading in another great year. We've had a great few years here at App Athletics, lots of championships, lots of graduation, lots of academic success. over 16 straight semesters with a 3.0 GPA. A lot of records in our community service hours, ranked in the top 20 in our football program last year. Wrestlers, sending 6 wrestlers to the NCAA championship. And our men's cross country program winning another championship. Men's basketball program, the success that they had this year, being invited to 2 different postseason tournaments before March 11th hit. And when March 11th hit, that really became a pivot point for us in terms of finances and how we manage finances. We immediately lost all of our NCAA revenue, which is over $1 million. Our Sunbelt distributions were down significantly, and a lot of other things kind of hit us from a financial standpoint. So since then, we've really been trying to figure out how do we sustain the excellence that we had. We had to really kind of refocus and see where we could cut, and we've made significant cuts, over $5 million, 20 to 25% of our overall operating revenue has been cut. We furloughed our entire athletic department staff for a number of days over 4 months. Certainly made the painful decision to discontinue 3 sports, really in an effort just to sustain our operations and provide a world-class experience moving forward. Football game day is another significant source of revenue for Appalachian. In the Group of 5, we have one of the best fan bases. We fill Kid Brewer. Right now, we have the opportunity, it looks like hopefully 50% capacity. And with 50% capacity, that really is going to focus on students and season ticket holders without the opportunity for any single game tickets. That will be another significant revenue financial deficit for us to overcome. From a deficit standpoint, are still working through the lost revenue from the Wisconsin game that we're going to go play there in football. That's still in negotiation. So with that, we came up with an initiative called Keep Climbing, and really what it's designed to do is to give us an infusion for FY21 of all of our donors and supporters to have an opportunity to really help us sustain through this period. Keep Climbing is an initiative that will touch a lot of different areas. Could be any area that donors might want to. This will allow us to continue to take care of our student athletes from a scholarship standpoint, academics, health and well-being. We're really trying to see if we can get App Nation to really help us moving forward with an infusion of a fundraising initiative, Keep Climbing, $1 million. I want to send a special thanks to everybody that's already given to the Yosef Club. Thank you for all that you're doing to help our student athletes and help Appalachian State Athletics continue our championship tradition. We had, again, set another record in giving. We surpassed our goal from last year. And in these times, that's an amazing accomplishment, and can't thank everybody enough. We also have 92% renewal rate on our season tickets, another incredible feat in these challenging times. So first and foremost, I want to make sure that I finish by saying thanks to everybody that supported Appalachian State Athletics.
Okay, thank you, Doug. Hey, we do want to make one small correction here because you probably heard something about capacity in that video. There have not been any decisions made on capacity. Full disclosure, that video was obviously recorded, and as you will see in the letter from Doug Gillen on AppStateSports.com, you'll see that everything is changing by the day, by the hour, by the minute. And so with the fluidity of the situation, we don't have anything yet to put in stone in terms of capacity in the stadium. So just keep being patient with us. Thank you for your understanding. We did want to go ahead and make that one small correction because that was a recorded video prior to tonight's live stream. Okay, as we move on, it is now my privilege to welcome in our next guest. He's our head football coach, Sean Clark, and this portion of tonight's Fan Fest presented by New River Light and Power, powering App State since 1915. There's Coach Clark in his office, continuing to prepare for the upcoming season. Hey, do I have this right? 45 years old this past Sunday, a recent birthday. How'd you celebrate?
It was great. Celebrated a little football on Sunday morning. Went home and cooked started the primo up, had dinner with the family, and I think I was in bed by 9 o'clock. So it was a good birthday.
A good night's sleep is the sign of a good birthday when you're in your 40s. Okay, let's get into some football talk now. If you're a college football fan, no matter your allegiance, if you follow Appalachian State or anybody else, life's been a roller coaster trying to follow what's happening and adjusting to everything as the days have gone by. How are you holding up? How's your team? How are the players? Just give us kind of a state of the emotions of everybody and the attitude they've had in trying to stay focused in preparing for the upcoming season.
I think you mentioned it best earlier in the show. It's very fluid, and people don't realize how much it changes. And it's not hourly, it's not daily, it's minute by minute. And it's hats off to our players. They've been such pros about going about business, and day in and day out, they come to work every day. They know the task at hand, and as Mountaineers, we don't give excuses. So no matter what happens, we're going to be ready to play September the 12th against Charlotte, and we're very excited.
So in the time that you've had with the team in going through drills and getting ready for the season, I mean, even going back to spring practice, you were able to kind of begin spring practice before all of this kind of got to the state that it is now. What stood out to you about the team that'll be taking the field this fall? What has stood out to you so far? What should people be on the lookout?
Well, I think we're very businesslike. We're an experienced team with a lot of guys coming back, and they know what it takes to be successful. And when it's all said and done, this group of seniors could write their names in the record books at App State, have a chance to win 4 conference titles, 4 bowl wins for their class. And it's something that they're very excited about. But just the way we go about our business, and those guys come to work every day. And we have great leadership on our team. And we can name off people all this show about who our leaders are. But Zach Thomas is one of those guys. He's kind of the quiet leader on our football team. Leads by example, and we all know about the mayor, Noah Hannon. He's been well spoken, and Bear Hunter's come out of his shell some, and show some great leadership, and we got great leaders on our team, and they know what it takes to be successful. So we're just ready to get started.
So let's talk about something you mentioned there in your first answer, which is the schedule. So as many people know, the non-conference portion of the schedule completely evaporated over the past few weeks and months. However, what has replaced those games is a really exciting non-league slate. You've got Charlotte and Campbell, 2 in-state opponents at home. You get to renew the Marshall rivalry a year early, first time they'll meet as FBS members. What's your take on the September schedule? It's got to be exciting, right?
It's great. And I want to say a special thanks to Doug and his staff for putting this all together. You mentioned we went from having 4 non-conference games to 0 in a matter of weeks. And we're sitting here, and Doug's done a great job of bringing back Charlotte to App State, playing at the Rock. And I just want to say thank you to the administration at Charlotte and Will Healy for working with us to make this happen. And then we get a chance to go to Marshall. And I think for the older fans on this show, they understand that was a great rivalry back in the late 80s, early 90s, when they were in the Southern Conference. And usually it was week in and year in and year out. It was us. It was App State. It was Marshall. It was Georgia Southern playing for a championship. And I think that's great for college football. I'm a big advocate right now for playing regional football. I know when we have fans in the stands, that there'll be a sellout crowd every week when we play Charlotte. And same with Marshall. Our fans travel well to Huntington, and they would travel well here to Boone. So I'm super excited to get that rivalry back again.
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun. And, 2 of those games, the Charlotte, the Campbell game, plus the conference slate after that, games at home. We got a full home slate coming up in the fall of 2020. And, we saw this at the very beginning of the Fan Fest when Pierre kind of brought us inside the stadium. And it's been remarkable to see the transformation of the Rock, even just over the past few weeks. How have you experienced what Kidd Brewer Stadium has become and the venue that it's going to be in just what's happened in the past few months?
Well, every so many weeks I'll put out a tweet that I think it's the best venue in all college football, no matter what the capacity is. I just think the venue of what we have, the building, the track is gone now. Miller Hill is getting great as we speak. And in my personal opinion, there'll be no better place in college football than the Rock here in Boone, North Carolina. And we're excited to get into it. Hopefully get into it in January. But I know our fans will be very happy when they see the low seating, the way the stands look now. It's a great time to be a Mountaineer.
Well, look, Coach, we appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. I know that there probably aren't going to be many nights when you're in the middle of a football season, getting ready for a football season. There aren't many nights when you get to go to bed at 9 o'clock like you did on your birthday. So you probably got a little bit more work to do here tonight. But thanks for spending some time with us.
I just want to say thank you to all that nation. We need you this year more than ever. And no matter who's on the stands or not, we're going to put a great product on the field for you. So thank you for all you do for App State.
Yeah, very well said. That's our head football coach, Sean Clark. All right, let's go ahead and kind of walk you through what we just talked about with the schedule. You may have seen some of the individual game releases if you follow the team on social media. If you follow us on appstatesports.com, you've probably seen these, but let's kind of walk through it again, and you can see the lead up through the non-conference portion of the schedule. And there's our first game, September 12th, the home opener, as we'll bring the Charlotte 49ers back to the Rock and going to add another game to the series in 2030. So many more matchups to come between this great regional in-state rivalry between App State and the Charlotte 49ers. So that's on September 12th. Then you got 1 week later, September 19th, the Mountaineers hit the road to Huntington, West Virginia. And as Coach Clark mentioned, we're going to bring back that old SoCon rivalry that you had featured two powerhouses back in the 80s and 90s. 1994 was a game that I kind of relived myself just a couple of days ago in a countdown to kickoff on Twitter. That 1994 game with Scott Satterfield and Johnny Smith's 70-yard interception return, beating number 1 Marshall at the Rock, tearing down the goalposts, bring back some of that nostalgia and get that rivalry back a year earlier than anticipated as we'll meet the Thundering Herd on September 19th in Huntington. Then on the 26th, our final non-conference game before the start of the Sun Belt season, September 26th, another in-state opponent. The Campbell Fighting Camels will make their way up to Boone September 26th. That'll be our third non-conference game, final game of September, and that'll be the last one before Sun Belt play begins. All right, that's going to wrap up tonight's virtual Fan Fest. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thanks for sharing your comments, your stories, your memories. Also, we have a couple of reminders to pass along to you before you log off tonight. We want to, again, give a special thanks to our presenting partners at Wake Forest Baptist Health, and we have several promo codes for gear and food over in the comments section of tonight's stream. Be sure to use them so you can support the folks that support App State Athletics and save some money in the process. And please, please do what you can. We understand that times are tough right now. Anything you can do, we appreciate it, that you can support App State Athletics and our student athletes. There's more to come on our Keep Climbing fundraising initiative that Doug Gillen touched on earlier, and he'll talk about on his online column at appstatesports.com. I can't tell you enough. Your generosity right now means more than ever. So whatever you can do, thank you so much for your support. Okay, I'm Adam Witten. Thanks for being here tonight. We look forward to seeing everyone up the mountain just as soon as we can. And of course, go App. Have a great night.